So our next performer is an Emmy-nominated writer out of Washington, D.C. Get loud, make some noise for Leon Scott!
All right, let's start this thing off properly. Happy Black History Month, because yes. Hey, I'm just saying this might be the last one we get, so we gotta don't take it for granted. Hey, it's my favorite time of year, and the reason why is because my mom is a teacher, and every year she does this Black History Month trivia with her class, and I don't want to say that every year these kids get dumber and dumber, but if the answer's not Martin Luther King, they don't know that shit. And they asked this little boy last year who was the first black Supreme Court justice. Yeah, that's the right answer. He hit the buzzer real hard and was like, Judge Mathis. I was like, bro, he wasn't even the first black TV judge. What are you doing? I was like, oh man, I teach children well. Funny thing is, I'm in DC, so we have the African American History Museum. Has anybody in here been there? Oh wow, this is impressive. I didn't expect y'all to do that much traveling. That's great. Oh shit. Okay. Well, so for everybody else who hasn't been, you should go check it out. It's a great museum. But for everybody who has been, you can co-sign this next thing. This most important fact y'all need to know. The people who haven't been there, the most important thing you need to know. Everybody that's been there can co-sign it. That place is massive. It's an all-day trip. The first floor takes 2 hours. You 2 hours in, you still in slavery. That's how big that shit is. I found out the hard way. The first time I went, it was a Sunday morning. I've been drinking all night Saturday. I want to tell my friends, hey, let's slow down. Let's take a break. I'm getting tired. Then I looked at all the pictures on the wall. I was like, yeah, this is the last place on earth I should ever complain about being tired. Like, if I complain about being tired in this museum, I'm gonna go home and get haunted by a civil rights ghost. I'm gonna wake up that night to the sounds of, I didn't know you was a bitch. Dr. King's will call me out, I shift gears because I feel some kind of way having Dr. King call me a bitch and William married. So let's move on. So I used to host a comedy show at a jazz club, and jazz clubs, I love jazz clubs. That's the hardest place to host comedy because everybody that comes to jazz night, they're either there strictly to hear jazz, or they're on a date and they want to look like they have more culture than they really do. It's like, this is my impression of every guy at jazz night. Hey, baby, look at my collarbone. I'm taking you places. They all trying to be sexy. But the worst part about it is not that. It's the fact that they'll listen to anything as long as the band is still playing. I'm talking like the most struggle rappers, most terrible spoken words, and I know this because there used to be a poet that would come to the show every week, and every week his poems got worse and worse. Like, he get on stage and say some shit like, I am intellectual, but I am also sexual. Why don't you let me give you this? Erectual. I'm like, bro, that's not even a word. That made me think I should get on stage and tell dad jokes the same way. Just be like, so what does a nosy pepper do? It gets jalapeno business out. Yes, it's a round of snap laws. So they snap it. Thank you. Y'all are amazing. I love that. Oh man, so I got a backhanded compliment recently. I was out with one of my coworkers. It was his 24th birthday. I don't know if you're gray hair, so I'm a bunch older than 24. The oldest person bar hopping with these 24-year-olds. And we get to this one bar, and the bartender looked at everybody's ID, and he looked at my shit last and was like, good for you, man. Man, that was the nicest way anybody ever said, you old ass bitch. You don't belong here, go home. Like, it hurt my feelings. Made me think about all the shit I'm too old to do, and sadly, the first thing I thought about was dick pics. And there's a reason. There's a valid reason. Okay, there's a valid reason. I thought about the first one that I ever took. It was so long ago, I took that shit with a real camera. That wasn't what I wanted to end on, so I'm gonna wrap it up with this last little thought right here. I want to talk about the one thing that makes me happier than anything else in life. Ladies and gentlemen, that's morning sex. It's the best way to start your day. That's just better than Folgers. It's like the best part of waking up is getting your dick sucked. Or, ladies, you put cloak in there, it still applies, still rhymes, still works. But my favorite thing about it isn't the actual sex, it's getting it started. When you wake up first, the lady's just laying there next to you. Half her hair looks amazing. You know, the other half, you got talking, you're like, oh, baby, you look gorgeous. You look like a sexy Frederick Douglass. All right, for those of y'all who didn't get that joke, go to African American History Museum. Check out the Frederick Douglass aisle. There's an arrow with a mark on it. My name is Leon. Thank you.